Hello and welcome to this week's Vaticano Updates, the most important news from the Holy Father and the Vatican. In his Angelus address on the 2nd of October, Pope Francis made a direct appeal to Vladimir Putin for an immediate ceasefire, imploring him to end the spiral of violence and death in Ukraine. The Holy Father dedicated nearly all of his address to the war in Ukraine and warned that the conflict could develop into a nuclear escalation. Daniel Ortega, the president of Nicaragua, called Pope Francis a holy tyrant and said that the Catholic Church is the perfect dictatorship in his speech marking the 43rd anniversary of the founding of the National Police. His speech attacked the pontiff directly, questioning the democratic authority of Pope Francis. He questioned why the Pope was not elected through the votes of all Catholics. The president of the Vatican's Pontifical Council for Promoting Christian Unity, Cardinal Kurt Koch, has defended himself against an accusation by the president of the German Bishops' Conference, Bishop Georg Batzing, of making a totally unacceptable gaffe over remarks regarding the German synodal way. Bishop Batzing believed that Cardinal Koch had compared the synodal way to Nazi ideology. Koch had challenged the discussions of new sources of revelation at the German synodal way and pointed out how German Christians of the 20th century had seen God's new revelation in blood and soil and in the rise of Hitler. Pope Francis has said that he was involved in a prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine. Speaking to Jesuits during his trip to Kazakhstan in September, the Pope said a Ukrainian military chief and President Zelensky's religious advisor came to him with a request for help, bringing with him a list of more than 300 prisoners that they wanted to exchange. The Holy Father immediately called the Russian ambassador to see if the exchange could be sped up. Pope Francis has repeatedly condemned the war in Ukraine, calling for peace and an end to conflict. With the start of October, Missionary Month has begun. The climax of the month will be World Mission Day on October 23rd. In his message for World Mission Day at Epiphany, Pope Francis reminded the faithful that this year marks the 400-year anniversary of the founding of the Congregation de Propaganda Fide, now known as the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, as well as the 200-year anniversary of the Society for the Propagation of the Faith. The theme of this year's World Mission Day will be the last words of Christ to his disciples: "You shall be my witnesses." Thank you for watching this week's Vaticano Updates. I'm Benjamin Crockett for EWTN Vaticano.
In a few moments, we'll be back with more on Vaticano.